Have you ever noticed that the people who seem most capable of hurting others are often those who have themselves been hurt in the past? And when they do something wrong, they expect everyone else to just forget about it and move on without an apology or any kind of restitution for the harm they've caused. But we can't just forget. If we forget, then we become like them. I read this quote recently from Chuck Palahniuk. He said, "When you are generous, people remember. When you are a bastard, people also remember." Now, I'm not talking about people who treat us badly, and we choose to forgive them because forgiveness is good for our soul. No, I'm talking about the people who hurt us, who did us wrong, and expect us to just sweep it all under the rug without even addressing what they did. They feel no remorse, shame, or regret whatsoever. Instead, they move on with their lives expecting that everyone else will just forget about what they did. But we can't just forget. If we forget, then we become like them. So in today's video, we're going to be exploring the darker aspects of human psychology to understand why some people have such a lack of regard for other people's feelings and why they expect us to just sweep their wrongdoings under the rug. Greed and cruelty are wings to the abyss. The greatest threat to humanity is not stupidity or ignorance, but rather greed and cruelty. Have you ever heard the phrase, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me"? It means that if someone deceives you once and you let them back into your life, you only have yourself to blame for any subsequent deception. Why is that? Because if you allowed that person back into your life after deceiving you once, you are implicitly saying that you trust them again. So if they deceive you again, you can't really be mad at them because you gave them another chance. You only have yourself to blame for being deceived a second time. Now, what happens if they deceive you a third time? Or how about the fourth or fifth time? Does this mean that each time you only have yourself to blame? Of course not. After a certain point, there is only one thing to blame, and that is the person who has been repeatedly deceiving you. So why don't we apply the same logic to people who are greedy and cruel? Why do we keep normalizing their behavior instead of holding them accountable? People who are driven by greed and cruelty don't really change. They'll always find ways to take advantage of others. These people are predators, and they rely on exploiting the weaknesses of others to get ahead. The reason why so many people fall victim to these predators is because they have a false sense of compassion. These people will say things like, "I'm only looking out for myself because no one else is," or "Everyone is selfish and only cares about themselves, so why should I be any different?" What they don't realize is that true strength comes not from dominating others, but from empowering oneself through one's own efforts. Imagine you had a friend who constantly made fun of you when you were younger. They might have mocked your appearance, your intelligence, or your interests. Even though you know deep down that their words were just empty words meant to make themselves feel better, you still couldn't help but feel hurt by their words. This went on for years, until one day you finally had enough and confronted your friend. You told them how much their words had hurt you and that you didn't want them to talk to you that way anymore. Your friend didn't apologize. Instead, they just laughed it off and said something like, "Come on, don't be so sensitive. I was just trying to make you laugh." You felt angry and betrayed. How could they be so insensitive? You had been friends for so long, and yet they couldn't even apologize for the pain they had caused you. As you got older, you started to see more and more of these types of people who seemed to think that it was perfectly okay to just hurt people without taking any responsibility for their actions. The worst part is that these people don't even realize that they are doing anything wrong. They genuinely believe that they are the ones who are being victimized. You see, when someone is motivated by greed and cruelty, they are driven by a desire for power and control. For them, the needs and feelings of others are irrelevant. They believe that everyone else exists only to serve their own needs. They would never admit it, but they secretly believe that they are superior to everyone else and that they have the right to treat others however they want. If you try to set boundaries with these types of people, they will simply ignore them and push forward with whatever they are doing. They don't care about the pain they are causing others. In fact, they might even enjoy it. These people are completely self-absorbed and they only care about themselves. They are the ones who are always in the right, no matter what, and anyone who disagrees with them is simply wrong. In fact, they will twist things around and make it seem like you are the one who is at fault. For example, they might say things like, "You are too sensitive," or "You need to learn how to take a joke." They might even accuse you of being racist or intolerant. And the worst part is that they will never apologize for their behavior. They believe that they are always right, so why would they need to apologize? These people are not open to any kind of feedback or criticism. If you try to give them feedback, they will simply ignore it or become defensive. They are not interested in making amends or repairing the damage they have caused. They don't care about the pain they are causing others. In fact, they might even enjoy it. These people are completely self-absorbed, and they only care about themselves. They are the ones who are always in the right, no matter what. And anyone who disagrees with them is simply wrong. The truth is that these types of people are dangerous, and it is important to stay away from them. They are not worth your time or energy, and their negativity can be contagious. It is important to surround yourself with positive people who respect and support you. Don't let these toxic people bring you down to their level. You're better than that. Remember, you're not alone in this. There are many other people who have experienced the same kind of behavior from these types of people. It is important to talk about these issues and raise awareness so that more people understand the dangers of greed and cruelty. We need to hold these people accountable for their actions and make sure that they understand that their behavior is unacceptable. Don't let these people win. Don't let them destroy your life or the lives of others. Stand up for yourself and for others who are being treated unfairly. Make your voice heard and demand accountability. Don't just sweep their wrongdoings under the rug. Let's work together to create a world where greed and cruelty are not tolerated. Let's create a world where everyone feels safe and respected. So, what are your experiences with these types of people? What advice would you give to others who are dealing with them? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.